I used to be the world's top player in fantasy defense, the most difficult virtual reality game on the planet where one wrong click would get you crushed by monsters like expired snacks. I, Lee Hyun-woo, known to the entire server as the legendary tank, completed every quest, crafted every legendary item, dealt with both event bosses and god-level tryhards. But now I was getting beaten to a pulp by a low-level mob. No kidding. I was now Kyle Selterion, the unlucky side character of Selection, who only appeared in the first few chapters to die. That's right, died stupidly from a light slap from the villain's summoned monster right in front of the protagonist. What was even more embarrassing was that this was exactly the part I remembered because I had played this scene dozens of times to get the materials. Ironically, the God of Luck didn't choose me to reincarnate as the cool protagonist with the open your eyes and hit critical skill, but instead put me in the corpse of a noble who opened the way. But hey, I'm still the living legendary defense Lee Hyun-woo. If God lets me bet again, I'll bet big. Kyle Selterion was once a joke? Wrong. From now on, he'll be the immortal tank, the mobile bug of this world. Because I'm not just surviving. Let's see with Mew Mew how the male protagonist will destroy the original scenario and protect this world in his own way. And that character is me. If pinching my cheeks hurts like this, then this is no longer a dream. How is that possible? And now I'm a character like this. Even the protagonist with the most outstanding talent can't clear the game. How can I survive in this world? Moreover, I have played this game a lot. I remember the fate of Kyle Selterion clearly. The ultimate goal in fantasy defense is to stop the dark force and the one who summoned that dark force, the second son of the Selection family Adolf, in an attempt to gain leadership of the Selection family. The second son seeks the power of darkness to start a rebellion. In the end, the Selection family's territory becomes the headquarters of the dark force that they have wanted to possess for a long time. In the midst of the chaos, the powerless child Kyle Selterion. At this time, a dark shadow appears from behind, suddenly killing him, causing blood to splatter everywhere. Well, I can leave before the rebellion starts, but there is a bigger problem. This character has a disease called embolism. Embolism is a disease that blocks the flow of mana in the body. In a world where mana is the core of aura and magic, it also produces the essential energy for survival. However, for those with blocked mana meridians, known as the blocked people, who cannot receive the elements necessary for life and growth, and most of them die before reaching the age of 20, the only way to cure this condition is to absorb mana from nature into the body. But when the flow of mana is blocked, it is very difficult to do so. In other words, being diagnosed with mana blockage is like receiving a death notice. Kyle Selterion was predicted since he was young to fall into despair, fear death, worry about the limited time, feel helpless when he can't do anything. Then, he ignored it and continued to be a bastard. A loud voice rang out, "Stay in the room and reflect on yourself." In the end, his father, the head of the Selection family, locked him in his room. "Do you think I'm a joke? Do you look down on me?" As soon as he finished speaking, Kyle threw the chair next to him away. He shouted, "You all go die." Back to the present. This guy is hopeless. Even when playing, I think this guy is a failure. He's so miserable that he's sick, and he's still carefree. Anyway, let's reassess the situation. So the person I'm entering is Kyle, the youngest son of the Marquis family. But this family is about to perish. No talent in swordsmanship or magic, short lifespan, bad personality, bad reputation. Being grounded by the family head. I'm done for. Anyway, whether I run away or not, I'll still die. This situation is beyond saving. How can I survive with these stats now? Isn't it normal that I should receive some special ability when I'm reincarnated? For example, a status window is fine. At this moment, the balls appeared, flying around Kyle, startling him. Curious, I touched it with my finger. What is this? I have never seen this before. What is going on? The system sound rang. You have awakened. A new talent has been bestowed upon you. The status window has unlocked. You can now use sensitivity. Sensitivity will automatically activate. That's it. Status window. Let's see what talent I have. Name Kyle selection 13 years old. Sensitivity talent. Status of blocked mana flow. Alcoholism. Illness. Mind's eye allows to see the status in detail, but what is mana flow? I have never seen this before. Based on the name, it seems to be magic, but isn't the best magic. Mana fusion. But my intuition tells me this is even better than mana fusion. I think this is one of the best abilities. Now that there are no more obstacles, the strongest magic should be mana fusion, right? But I have a feeling this ability I received is even stronger than mana fusion. Touching the mana ball with my hand was quickly absorbed. It must be among the strongest, because even though I had mana fusion before, I didn't feel these things before. This is pure mana. If I can absorb it properly, the mana will flow into my body. According to my calculations, it will clear my meridians. Kyle commanded, "Move as I wish, pierce it, shape the mana as sharp as a drill. Go!" It's working. The mana is flowing. Now it's only up to my elbow, but if I continue to collect mana and expand it, I can break through the mana blockage. All right, I won't die. The camera angle changed. Now a plate of food was prepared, and the maid was happy to see that I had finished it. She thought to herself, I must bring it to him before it gets cold. Just then, 2 other people came over to continue, making the girl turn her head to look. Wait, RCL, don't bring it to Sir Kyle. We have decided to stop serving Master Kyle for a while as a protest against his behavior. After being hungry for a few days, maybe his thoughts will change. So, put that soup down immediately. That's right. Hearing this from the 2 of them, RCL bluntly continued. You guys just do what you want. I'll do my job. Hey, do you think you're the only one who can act nobly? The blue-haired girl casually knocked over the plate of food RCL was holding as soon as she finished speaking. Do you still think you're a noble? How dare you still act so arrogantly after your family collapsed and was sold into slavery? Don't be so complacent. Not paying attention to the words, RCL lowered his head to pick up the fragments. The blue-haired girl thought to herself, this girl is ignoring me. Are you going to continue to ignore us? At the same time, another person came in and asked, What's this mess? This made the 2 maids startled on the spot. Their mouths kept stuttering. Sir? Sir Leonhardt? Why is Sir Leonhardt in the kitchen? He asked. Is that Sir Kyle's food? Leonhardt thought to himself, these scoundrels are bothering her, and let out a long sigh. Leonhardt continued, The meal is too late. Prepare it again and bring it up quickly. Hearing that, the maids could only nod silently, and before RCL left the room. Leonhardt secretly watched from behind. The camera angle changes to another place, clear mind, and mana not circulating. Using these 2 talents, I can change the fate of the fallen Marquis family. I have been playing fantasy defense for 10 years, so the information I have is like a prophecy. Above all, I was born with power and wealth as a Marquis family. It is not impossible to stop the forces of darkness. Okay, I need to focus on 3 main tasks. First, I will clear the mana paths, break through the barrier of mana congestion, and learn magic. Because mana not circulating specializes in magic, it is reasonable to become a mage instead of a knight. Second, prevent the fall of the Marquis family. The better the family does, the better I will do. The selection Marquis family has a reputation for skill and wealth. It will be a strong shield for me. In addition, since the territory is in the outskirts, I don't need to worry about the politics of the capital. And lastly, third, this is the most important thing, gathering talents, in order to prepare for the great attack of the dark forces in the coming years. I will use sight to select people with potential and make them join my side. They will become a reliable force. By building up strength, I will definitely survive. To gather talents, should I start by searching nearby? Since it is the selection Marquis family, maybe I should start with Leonhardt. He is a useful NPC. At that moment, a voice interrupted my train of thought. Kyle, sir, Kyle, I brought you food. Looking at the person who just walked in, he pondered in his mind the girl who just came. What is her name? It seems like something like L. System, sound, clairvoyance activated, low rank target. Clairvoyance is probing the nature. Killy was surprised. This is, with skill, clairvoyance, I can see other people's information. Name, RCL, 12 years old. Talent, eternal friend of spirits. Status, calm, diligent. Favorability, 30. Wait, eternal friend of spirits, that is the top spirit summoning ability. Kyle stared at the notice board. Outside, RCL shyly said, "Enjoy your meal." Oh, okay. Kyle thought to himself why this girl who has the ability to become a genius necromancer is working as a servant in a place like this. Time travel back to a year ago. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around. Today we have a very special item for sale, something you won't easily see elsewhere. We could barely get our hands on her. Now let me show it to everyone. Let me introduce the third daughter of the fallen Baron Helheim family, Urciel. She's a noble of high status. She's very polite and intelligent. Please bid. The others were chatting excitedly. 50 gold, 70 gold, 90 gold. Sir Kyle, let's go. The slave auction is not worth watching. Hearing this from Leonhardt, Kyle's face darkened as he raised his arm. 300 gold. Sir Kyle, 300 gold we have. 300 gold. Is there anyone who wants to bid higher? Leonhardt asked again. You really intend to buy a slave? What would your father say? Don't lecture me. I will use the money however I want. Besides, father won't care what I do. Uncle Kyle, 300 gold. Sold for 300 gold. From now on, you're mine. Take off the iron handcuffs, Kyle said. Hey, you're free. You're no longer a slave because I bought you. Now you can go wherever you want. Kyle and Leonhardt turned around and left. RCL immediately said from behind, wherever I want. But just now, you said I belong to you, I'll follow you. Do whatever you want. Here, this is Kyle's memory. So the reason RCL became a maid for the Marquis was because Kyle saved her when she was about to be sold into slavery after the collapse of the family. At that age, she had to endure so much. But it seems like I really got into this guy. I can even feel Kyle's feelings for RCL very vividly, sharing the same feeling of being abandoned by the world, unable to escape fate. Taking a bite, Kyle's eyes eagerly asked, Did you make this yourself? Yes, what's wrong? It's delicious, you're a good cook. Make more next time. Hearing that, RCL pondered for a moment and then replied, Yes. The system sound rang. Favorability increased to 35. Kyle thought to himself, favorability 35. They had a very dramatic encounter. That's not a very high favorability score. After witnessing that crime, it was a miracle that she still had that goodwill. In fantasy defense, there was no NPC elf mage named Arziel. She must have been caught in the Marquis' internal rebellion and died, before the elf mage talent truly blossomed. But this time I won't let that happen. I won't let such a valuable talent slip away right before my eyes. RCL, have you ever wanted to learn elf magic? Elf magic? That's right. I thought you might have some talent. I never imagined that I would have any talent for elf magic. Kyle thought to himself. It seems like she had never seen elf magic, even back when she was in her family. Elf magic was known to be extremely expensive, so perhaps a low-ranking noble wouldn't be able to afford it. Teach her this. I'll take care of this later. Stop thinking, Kyle continued. Is that so? Then think about it from now on, because you'll have to learn it. But no refusal. Arciel, you must obey my orders, because you're mine now. The system sound rang. Favorability increased by 50. Yes. A few days later. At this moment, the two pairs of eyes met. Kyle spoke up. Get out of the way, I want to go out. No way, I haven't gone out for days. You mean I have to be locked up here forever? You can't leave until Master orders you to. Have you forgotten what Master said? That... Kyle recalled from his memories. Thinking back, this criminal had caused so much trouble that the Marquis of Seltarian had to put him under house arrest. But there wasn't much time left. Since I discovered that I could open up the mana channels, I had been absorbing mana in my room every day. Although it wasn't enough to open all the channels at once, like the first day, it had accumulated in my body like experience points when playing games. And my physical condition had gradually improved. But it was still not enough to cure the mana congestion. I need to go out and collect more mana. I have to go out and collect more mana. Stop thinking, Kyle asked. I won't go far. I'll just walk around here. I need to exercise, Leonhardt replied. Exercise? This is the first time he has given such a constructive reason. Who do you think I am? After many years of being Kyle's bodyguard, this is the first time I've heard him say such words, Kyle thought to himself. My reputation has been so bad for so long, my trustworthiness is zero. Who would have thought this guy was an impregnable wall? I can't reason with him. This guy's Leonhardt, currently Kyle Seltarian's bodyguard, but originally a very famous character in fantasy defense, with excellent defense and attack skills and a lot of potential. He can be developed into a commander-level engineer and acts as a defender in the team. He is also very popular with players for his loyalty, ensuring that he will never betray. In the original game, after the fall of the Marquis' house, he became a wandering knight and can be adopted by players. But right now, the rebellion of the second son has not happened yet. Naturally, Leonhardt is still in the mansion of Marquis Seltarian. Such a talented person is being a nanny for a criminal like me. What the hell is the Seltarian Knights doing? After thinking for a while, Kyle sighed in frustration. Why are you here? Hearing this, Leonhardt's eyes were sharp. Replied, Do you have a problem with me being a bodyguard? The system's sound rang out. Negative affinity minus 600. Affinity decreased? No, it's not like I have a problem with you, Kyle thought to himself. It's because you're too talented to waste on this job, idiot. I'm just following my master's orders, Kyle thought to himself. So Leonhardt's loyalty isn't to me, but to his master, Remton Seltarian. Well, that's easy to guess. Who would want to be loyal to a criminal? But I can't let this go. Kyle stopped thinking and said, Then Leonhardt, I need to go convince my father. He thought to himself. There's something about Kyle that's different. Kyle thought that once I've caught your eye, you're mine, Leonhardt. You'll agree, right? Kyle thought to himself. The second talent recruitment project. It's you, Leonhardt. If you find the video useful, please like, comment, and subscribe to support me to make more content.